In episode 1, we met Lily at her home away from home, her new base in Belgium. And today we have the pleasure and privilege of meeting her mum, Emmy, at Waddesdon Stud, which has been in the family for 100 years. Tell me a little bit about your mum, and I know that she had a really strong connection with Lily, didn't she? I guess the Aussie heart connection.
Very horse, yeah. And she actually, that's one of the things I miss about her the most, is being able to bring up and talk about Lily and Ivy, her sister, obviously. But she kind of got horses completely. And she started breeding racehorses in 1990, so she had 30 years of breeding. And actually in 2012, she had an incredible year where she won a lot of big group races, and they were all her homebred. So again, I'm hoping maybe we can do the same, but in a slightly different discipline. And she was passionate about horses, and she always had when I was a child, we hunted, we did the pony club, and there were always horses at home, and she kind of kept them there for when we went to stay on the holidays. And then Ivy and her sister, Lily, they both, rode and evented and did things, just fun things. And then Ivy went one way and went eventing, and Lily just started show jumping. And actually her first big show jumping show was Scope Festival, and there was a class called the Tiny Tots, which was and she went in there in her kind of, she had a little racing jacket and chaps and a cross country hat, and she came second in the final, and it was amazing, and she was furious. She didn't win.
She's going to love you for telling us this story too.
So
a natural born competitor then.
She was, and still is.
Emmy, just talk me through what we've got in front of us here, because as we said, the stud is 100 years old this year.
Yeah.
And this looks like some really interesting sort of memorabilia, if you will.
Yeah, it is. It's so Mum left me this box, and every year, when the broodmares had foals, Mum made a stud book with the names of the broodmares, the sires, and then the foals' due date when they foal down. And so there's a record. But what's incredible is that the first stud book actually is here, which was made in 1924. And some of the names of the broodmares, I think, are fantastic. And I actually want to call one of my next foals from this stud book.
Amazing.
So there's like Mrs. Fussy, Purple, Hasty Match. Where else is there? Grey Flyer, the Ostrich, Pumpkin.
There you go.
So they've got wonderful names, and you can see you've got the sire, foaled, the due date there, and then date of last service. So it's rather wonderful, and it starts in 1924, and and then there's one that just when the war broke out, 1939. But you can see it's every single year, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Amazing.
It is really amazing. So I haven't yet, because actually Ivy does all the naming of the foals. That's her involvement of our foals. But I might get her to look at some of these and take inspiration, actually.
Yeah. Might be a nice way to sort of mark the anniversaries.
Yeah, so definitely.
Really cool. Really cool. And there's a photo here that I would love to take a look at. And I know Lily is going to be really, really pleased that we've seen this one today. But it is actually a beautiful photo. Particularly touching, isn't it? And this is a photo. Explain what's going on here.
So this was at Newbury Racecourse. I think it would have been 2012, actually. And Mum had just had a big win. I think it was a horse called Mince, who's sadly no longer alive. And normally you're only allowed in the paddock when you're in the prize giving when you're 12 or over, but somehow Mum managed to let Lily in, and there she is not going her trophy, because I don't think she's 12 in that. She looks a lot younger.
She does look little, and they do look very close there. There's something, yeah.
No, they are. Mum's obviously delighted.
Yeah, really super proud. That's a lovely picture to have. And that's Miss Lily Attwood. Her future's so bright. She's got to wear shades. Very good.
Yeah.
So that's an incredible story. And how invested was your mum in the girls? I mean, you talked about that. The thing that you miss is obviously just her input and everything. But and especially with Lily, as her career started to grow and her success started to sort of build.
She was a massive supporter, actually, of Lily, and she, would follow her through me, because actually Mum found it very difficult to watch. She got too nervous. So she knew kind of every show she'd been at, every competition, what she'd been doing, and she was always straight on the phone afterwards. So that side of things, that Lily's, misses her terribly for that. And she had great humour, so she kind of always saw that even when it didn't go well, she kind of could understand that there's always another day, so which is nice. So I try and remember that.
Beautiful. It's a lovely connection. So, Emmy, we're here today. Obviously, we're missing one key element of At Home with Lily Attwood, and that is Lily Attwood. She's not actually here with us today. She's in Belgium, which is sort of home away from home.
Yeah.
And you're here at home base, which now you're sort of focusing on the young horses and the breeding, which is really, really interesting, isn't it? And this stud has a really long history with your family.
Yeah. So it's been in the family since it was built in 1923. So it's 100 years this year. And a family member has run the stud for the past 100 years. And now I'm in the driving seat. And when my mum passed away in 2019, the racehorses were dispersed. So I made a proposal to switch to what I knew better, which is show jumping horses. But I used the same model that Mum used. And so I have from 0 to 3-year-olds living wild at the stud in small groups in beautiful big fields, summer and winter. Yeah. So hopefully one day they'll turn into superstars. And our first homebred is 5 this year. That's Carrot. And we just bought a 4-year-old in. He's our second homebred.
Let's talk about Raisin. We've just seen him here going around out there today. He's 4 years old.
Yeah.
It must be really rewarding to have sort of, from zero, as you say, to today, where he's having, it's like his third jump under saddle, I think.
Third ever jump. And he was amazing. Yeah. So he was born, I send, my broodmare goes up to my vet in Shropshire. She stays there, has the baby when it's the foal. When it's weaned, they come here. And then I do everything from weaning to under saddle. And the plan is we probably keep them till they're 6.5, and then hopefully then Lily takes over the reins. That's the plan. So we got 5-year-olds. We have to wait a year. See. And yeah, they live out all year round. They have hay in the winter. We don't tend to hard feed them unless they're really poor, and then but each one's quite individual. And we have professional show jumpers send their young ones here to me, and that's kind of part of the business, is I look after them, and they're kind of wormed and trimmed and kept an eye on, and so far it's worked really well.
So do you get to ride these lovely youngsters, Raisin being one of them? Yeah. And we've seen you ride. What's it like riding these little ones?
Oh, I love riding the young horses. I find that I enjoy it most because you get to see such improvement from Carrot, who 4 weeks ago couldn't trot in a straight line or anywhere really, actually, to now I can ride him. He's soft in his mouth, and he's lovely.
Really lovely. And what's it like working with Lily and with Emmy? What's the relation?
Yeah, really nice actually, really nice. Lily, I didn't know before, but we get on really well. She gives me tips here and there, and it's really good learning, watching her, seeing her jumping the bigger horses especially. I learn a lot from that. And then she's obviously worked with Guy and now with Stanny, so getting tips from what they tell her to do, and then she can pass it on to me, and we work like that. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I know that you guys have a really specific focus on the young horses and how you bring them on. What are some of those things?
Mainly taking it really slow, no pressure at all, lots of time, work on going forward, confidence at first, letting him go really forward, feeling really happy, keeping the work quite light, lots of hacks, lots of canters around the field, lots of fun things, not putting any pressure on him to, be perfect straight away. You've got to give him time.
And do you think Raisin's talented?
Yes. He is so relaxed. He is so genuine. He really wants to do the job. That was the third time today jumping ever, and he's been in work for 4 weeks, and he is so bold and brave, careful, and yeah, he's a pleasure to ride.
With Lily now, we talked a bit about the fact that she keeps running away and leaving you. 16 years old, off she went to France, up sticks it up she went, and then she's done it again now. She's gone up to Belgium. But of course, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. So much success coming her way.
Yeah.
What's it like for you to sort of have her have flown the nest in that way?
It's funny actually, because when she left and I came in the tack room and it was a bit echoey like it is now, and I felt very sad, but I also knew, part of being a parent is actually letting your children go, and so I am genuinely delighted. I do, though, however, miss feeding the horses every morning, because I had my routine with them, and I miss that terribly, because I really love the horses, and I really love Lily, obviously. But I know that
we should keep that in. We're keeping it in because she needs to see it. The child, she needs to see it.
Of course, I miss her, but I speak to her every day, and I see her at shows. But I do miss the horses a lot.
I bet.
And I miss the way that in the mornings I could check them over and see how they're eating, and all of that kind of thing.
So just talking a little bit about the breeding that you're doing, which is really interesting. Some of the youngsters, the bloodlines are reflected in the current string that Lily has with her in Belgium.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're trying to use some of the bloodlines just on a almost sentimental value to continue their lines, but we're using one of the breed mares has the same bloodlines as Leon, and then we're using Calvaro, which is Leon and Ginger's father, and then also we've just had a little filly foal which has got the For Pleasure bloodlines, which is the same as Horton, and then we're just trying to use the bloodlines and maybe hopefully even improve them.
Awesome. Keep it all in the family.
Yeah.
And I was just going to ask you about Horton. Am I right in saying the win at Hoy's last year, was that the first Hoy's win for Lily or first senior Hoy's win?
It was the first Hoy's win for Lily. So she'd been second quite a few times, I think, and on ponies, but that was her first Hoy's win. And actually she's always wanted a purple rug, always. So it was really special, that moment. And also the great thing is he hadn't actually won anything since 2019. So it's his first win he went from 2019 to 2022, October. And it was quite a long time not to win something. And then suddenly he's been winning everything. So he likes that rug too.
Yeah. He was like, I'm getting you the purple rug. We're doing it this year.